so much. Oh, here we go.
Woo!
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome to yoga class Saturday morning. Thank you so much for being here today with me on the mat.
I think
Um,
you're at an angle.
am I at an angle? I'm
I'm
trying to
looking
get
at you
it straight.
sideways.
Oh, like, am I?
Yes, there we go. Oh,
Oh, is that better?
yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Perfection.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started standing at the top of the mat today. We'll just find our center here, feet about hip distance apart, grounding through all four corners of the feet, tucking the pelvis, drawing nice and tall through the spine, reaching the crown of the head high. A nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, feel the shoulders drawing away from the ears, your legs and hands relax. In our mountain pose, just opening up to the practice, maybe taking a moment to set intention here to be present with the breath and body, letting everything else kind of fade to the background. So we just focus on yourself and your movements. We're going to go ahead and inhale, reach the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, press the palms up to the sky, gazing up. Coming on to the tippy toes, we'll lift the heels, pressing into the big toes, stretch the body long. We'll exhale, release down, draw the hands over to the right, gazing up. Inhale back through center, and exhale, draw the hands over to the left, gazing up. Coming back through center, releasing the arms by the side, bringing the chin towards the chest, gaze down. Inhaling, arms overhead, interlace the palms, press the palms away, and we come up on to our tippy toes once again here. Engaging through the legs. And exhale, release it down. We'll bend into the knees gently as we swan dive over the legs, taking a gentle fold. Grabbing opposite elbow here will become nice and heavy through the upper body. Let the neck really hang. Feel the body just stretch even deeper into this fold here. Maybe sway a little bit side to side. And maybe rock a little bit forward and backwards. We'll inhale, release the elbows round through the spine all the way up to standing. Inhaling, arms come overhead. We interlace the palms, press the palms up to the sky as we come up high onto our tippy toes. Taking a breath here, maybe challenging the balance by bringing the gaze upward. And we'll exhale, release. We'll bend through the elbows, making a cactus shape with the arms here. We'll open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades on the inhale. Exhale, bring the forearms together, round through the spine. Pull the chin towards the chest. Inhale, we open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open, really shining that chest forward. Exhale, close, round through the spine. Coming through neutral with the neck and head. We'll go ahead and open our right forearm behind us, gaze over the right shoulder, take a twist. Coming back through center, we take the left hand forearm behind us, gaze back over the left shoulder, twisting from the belly button, hips stay forward. We come back through center, open the right forearm, back through center, open the left. Perfect. Coming back through center, we'll release our hands down, taking them to our lower back here. Squeeze the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together as you draw the hips forward and open the chest. gazing up behind you. And we'll exhale, release, drawing the hands, interlacing a fist behind the back, drawing that fist down. We'll exhale, take a forward fold here, bringing the fist overhead. Feeling free to keep another bend in the knees here just before we really start to warm up, maybe walking out the feet a little bit, bending one knee, bending the other knee, releasing that fist overhead. We'll inhale and exhale, release the hands. We'll come up, rounding through the spine all the way up to standing once again. We're going to go ahead and just start with some sun salutations here, and we'll progressively get a little bit more intensity going with each one. So I'm going to take my socks off really quick as my feet get warm here. Awesome. Feet about hip distance. We'll inhale, reach the arms overhead. On the exhale, hinging from the hips, take a forward fold. On the inhale, we'll find length through the spine, halfway lift, hands on the shin, straight spine. Exhale, we fold, plant the hands, step it back into plank position. Inhale to lengthen through the crown and the heels. Exhale, we drop knees, chest, chin to the mat. On the inhale, we'll draw the chest forward and up between the hands, squeezing the glutes to protect the lower back here as we come into a cobra pose. Inhaling. And then we'll exhale, tuck the back toes, lift the hips, shift it back into our downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal the feet out here. First downward facing dog. Just giving our bodies a little extra time to settle into this pose here, really shifting those hips as high up as you can and back. Heels drawing towards the ground, chest drawing back towards the thighs. Really lengthen through the spine. The head falls away from the ears here. We'll inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, and just step our feet up to our hands at the top of the mat. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, round all the way up to standing, reaching arms overhead. And exhale, hands by your side or heart center. Here we go for round two. Inhale, reaching the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we'll halfway lengthen, find space through the spine. Exhale, we fold, plant the hands, step it back into plank, lengthening. On the exhale, we bend the knees. This time we just bend the elbows, keeping the chest lifted off the ground, like a half push-up. We'll inhale, move that chest up and forward into our cobra pose. Gentle back bend, and exhale, tuck the back toes, lift the hips. We come back into our downward facing dog. Hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in the body as you wake up here. We'll inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Step, maybe one big step to the top of the mat, this time to the hands, releasing into a fold. Inhaling, rounding the spine all the way up to standing, reaching arms overhead. And exhale, hands by your side. Here we go for round three. We're going to inhale, reach the arms overhead, stretch it long. Exhale, take a forward fold. On the inhale, we'll halfway lengthen. Exhale, take a fold. We'll plant the hands, step it back into our plank position, lengthening. Exhale, this time we'll keep the knees lifted. We'll just bend into the elbows, tucking them by the side. We come into a chaturanga push-up. On the inhale, we'll press the chest forward and up. Maybe this time keeping the thighs lifted for our upward facing dog. And we'll exhale, shift the hips back. Come into our downward facing dog. Perfect. Trying to straighten through the knees if you can, but it's okay if our down dog has bent knees. Taking an inhale here. We'll lift the heels, bend the knees. This time step or maybe try to float your feet, hop your feet to the top of the mat. Releasing into a forward fold. We'll inhale, round the spine all the way up to standing, arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center or by your side. Wonderful. We'll go ahead, just float to our downward dog from here. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we find length. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back into a plank position. Or you can even hop right back into your chaturanga. We'll lengthen in the plank. Exhale, lower to a chaturanga push-up. Inhale, we press up and open with that chest, really pressing into the bottom, tops of the feet and the palms here. And exhale, shift the hips back. We come into our downward facing dog. We're going to bring our feet together in our downward facing dog from here. Inhale, right leg rises into three-legged. We'll bend the knees, stack the hips on top of each other. Trying to keep the shoulders squared down here, just really twisting through the waist to stack the hips. We'll just go ahead, draw some circles with this knee. We'll do it in one direction. And then we'll switch directions. Perfect. We're going to square the hips, keep that knee bent. We'll draw the right knee in towards the right elbow. And extend back up to our three-legged dog. Bend the knee, draw the knee in towards the chest. And extend back up to our three-legged dog. Bending the knee, draw the knee to the left elbow. We hold here. Extending straight through the knee. Try to ground through the outer edge of the right foot. So the whole right leg is crossing the body. We'll square the hips down and just enjoy this nice IT band stretch here. And then we'll inhale, ground through the bottom foot, kind of pivoting it so the toes face long edge of the mat. And we reach the fingertips high up into the air for a fallen triangle. Exhale, we'll release the left hand down, square the hips towards the mat, bending into the right knee. We'll sit our hips and knee down. So we're in our pigeon pose from here. We draw that foot as close to our outer hip as feels comfortable. The further you draw it away and make the shin more parallel with the top of the mat, the more intensity you'll feel in this stretch. Rounding through both hips, so square down. We'll inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, release into a folded pigeon here, a sleeping pigeon. Just giving yourself a few deep breaths here, cueing the body to relax. We'll inhale, press the chest up again, planting the hands, tucking the back toes. We'll just sweep this front leg back into our downward facing dog. Bringing our feet together behind us. We'll take it to the other side. Inhale, left leg rises. We bend the knees, stack the hips. We'll keep that knee bent here as we start to draw some circles to open up the hip. As big as you'd like to draw these circles. And we'll switch direction. We'll keep the knee bent, square the hips down. We're going to draw that knee into the left elbow. Extend back out to our three-legged dog. We bend the knee, draw the knee in towards the chest. Extend back into our three-legged dog. Bend the knee, extend it to the right elbow, hold here. We'll try to extend straight through the left leg here so the outer edge of the left foot can ground. And we just first hold this IT band stretch so you're feeling a stretch along the side of the outer side of the left leg. And we'll ground through the back foot, pivoting it and opening our right hand up to the sky into our fallen triangle. Releasing the right hand down, squaring the hips to the ground here. We'll bend into the left knee, bringing it towards the left hand. We drop the hips into our pigeon pose, squaring both hips to the ground here, adjusting yourself to get a nice stretch here in the glutes and the hips. We'll inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale. Slowly release the chest forward into our sleeping pigeon. Giving yourself a few deep breaths here. We'll inhale, press the chest back up. We plant the hands, tuck the back toes, and sweep this left foot to meet the other foot in downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're just gonna go ahead, round through the spine here. Drop the hips nice all the way down to the ground low. Opening the chest into our cobra pose. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. You want to feel the hands drawing back as the chest draws forward. We'll go ahead, bring our gaze over to the right, and we'll keep looking over the right until we come onto our left hip. The right hip stacks on top. We'll take this left foot and place it right behind the left knee about. And we'll press, inhale into the hand and foot as we reach the hips high, a gentle back bend as the right hand reaches for the top of the mat in our wild thing pose. We'll exhale, release the hips down, come back into our cobra, release the chest. Once more, we'll inhale, press up into our cobra. Gazing over to the left this time, keep turning the gaze until our left hip stacks on top of the right. We'll take the left foot right behind the right knee. We inhale, press and lift up, bend, gentle back bend, reach it out. And we'll exhale, release, drop the hips down, come back into our cobra pose. Beautiful, release the chest down. And once more, we'll inhale, press up into our cobra. This time we'll tuck the back toes, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Taking a nice deep breath here, breathing into the belly button, feel the belly expand. And exhale, let all of the air go. Feel the navel drawing back towards the spine as you settle in a little bit deeper into this pose. On the next inhale, we'll lift the heels, bend the knees. You can step or float your way to your hands, releasing into a forward fold here. And inhaling all the way up to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, hands by your side. We're going to go ahead and start our standing sequence from here. So we'll start with a balance. We'll bring our feet together in the mat here. Our weight is going to shift onto our left. We'll do right foot first here. We'll take the left foot up. So our weight shifts onto our right foot. We'll lift the left knee, holding the knee and circling the ankle here. Switching direction. And from here, you can either take a twisted, take the right hand outside of this left knee and twist open the left hand behind you. Or if you'd like, You can try to grab the outer edge of the left foot straight in through the leg as you take the twist. Whatever is more in your practice, we'll go ahead and come back through center, keeping that knee or leg extended out, and we'll pull the knee or leg up closer to you. We'll release hold of the knee or leg, hold that leg out in front of you, hands on the hips. We hold here. And then we'll exhale, gently release the leg down. We're gonna step it a short distance behind us, toes pointing out towards the corner, 45 degrees, finding our pyramid. We square the hips forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hinge forward over the straight leg. Take a fold here. Really compressing, releasing down. Maybe using blocks under the hands to help you straighten through the spine a bit. Breathing into this space here. We're gonna just go ahead, walk the hands a little bit in front of us. We'll pick up off the back leg, come into a modified warrior three here. Pick the leg up as high as you like. And we'll go ahead, gently bend into the standing leg as we place the foot even further behind us. Inhale, reaching up high into a high crescent lunge. Finding the strength and stability through the legs. The back leg is straightened and engaged. The front knee is bent 90 degrees. So we're nice and low, but strong here. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, we'll pivot the back toes to face the long side of the mat. We come into a warrior two. Hips are open. Arms parallel to the ground, we gaze over the front fingertips, and again, sink deep into that front knee. Get a nice bend. We'll inhale, draw the left hand down the left leg, right hand reaches over. Peaceful warrior. And exhale, draw the right forearm to the right knee or thigh. We reach the left arm hand over. Side angle. We'll inhale, press back up into our warrior two, pivot on the back toes. So we're once again coming into a high crescent lunge, hips square towards the front of the mat. We'll drop the back knee from here. You can plant the hands or try to do this with no hands. We'll inhale, lengthen in our low lunge. Exhale, we push the hips back straight into the front knee as we fold forward. Once again, we inhale, come forward into a low lunge. Exhale, push the hips back, straighten, and fold. Coming forward once more, we take a low lunge. Just really letting those hips sink nice and deep. We'll exhale, push the hips back, straighten through the front knee, releasing the hands to the mat from here, flexing the front toes for a deeper stretch. Just taking a few breaths here in our half split to release the hamstring, letting yourself fold forward. Hips are square. We'll bring both hands inside of this right leg and walk forward, bending into the knee, coming into a low lunge, but a lizard variation here with both hands inside the foot. Yes, just sinking nice and deep in this. We're going to pivot towards the bent knee here, turning the front toes to face the long side of the mat, and also coming onto the outer edge of our left leg that's extended. You can readjust, maybe scoot this foot a little further back in front of you, whatever feels good here. You might have it all the way back here or closer in front of you. We're going to floss our hips here by reaching those hips high. Right arm extends overhead, and we drop the hips. lifting the hips up and then releasing down. Once more, we lift the hips, give it a nice stretch here. And we take this right front bent foot and bring it over to our side plank here, extending it out. We're going to try to lift this right leg up in our side plank, and we'll pivot, come into a regular plank, shift our hips back and up as the right leg reaches high to our three-legged, and release this foot down into our downward facing dog. Take a nice cleansing breath here. We'll inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or hop your way to the top of the mat, releasing it to a forward fold. We'll inhale, round all the way up to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, hands by your side or heart centered. We'll go for round two here. On the other side, we bring our feet together. We'll shift the weight into the left foot here. We're gonna pick up the right knee, round the ankle, circle the foot out. Switching directions with our ankle circles. And here we take our twist, either with a bent knee or with a straight leg. So the left hand grabs outside of the knee or outside of the foot. We twist, try to bring your gaze behind you towards the right thumb. We'll come back through center, grabbing this extended foot or the knee. Pull that leg closer towards you. And then we'll release the leg out in front of us. Hold it out here. We'll sweep this foot down behind us, taking a shorter stance here, pointing the toes out towards the corner of the mat. Squaring the right hip comes forward, left hip draws back. Inhale, lengthening through the spine before folding over the extended leg. You can release the hands here on blocks if that feels comfortable for you. Just thinking about engaging through the quads here as you kind of fold a little bit deeper. Perfect. The hands will walk a little bit in front of us. We're going to lift our back toes up behind us, reaching them up as high as you can. And then we'll bend into the standing leg. We're going to ground those back toes further behind us in a wider stance here. Inhale, once you feel that stability and strength of the lower body, rise up into your high crescent lunge. Finding your proper form here, nice and deep into the front knee. We'll inhale, lengthen, exhale, pivot the back foot, open the hips, torso alongside of the mat. We bring our arms parallel to the ground into our warrior two here. Really getting nice and deep in that front knee. Tuck in the pelvis here. We'll inhale, let the right hand draw down the right leg, left hand reaches over. Ooh, peaceful warrior. Exhale, release the left forearm to the thigh as the right hand reaches over. Side angle. Gazing up here. And we'll inhale, press back up into our warrior two. We're going to pivot through the back foot, come into our high lunge. Sinking nice and deep into the hips. We'll drop the back knee here. Oh, low lunge. We'll exhale, push the hips back straight into the front knee as we fold forward. Adding movements as this here will shift the hips forward into our low lunge. Exhale, push back, straighten the front knee, half split. Inhale once more, come forward into the low lunge. Letting those hips really sink here. And we'll exhale, push the hips back, straighten through the front leg. You can release the hands to the ground here, making sure that right hip draws forward, flexing through the left toes. We inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. A few breaths just to cue the body to relax. The left hand will come inside of this left leg and we'll bend into the left knee, walk the hands forward into our lizard lunge here. Getting a nice hip opener. We're gonna go ahead, pivot, pivot, pivot towards this left bent knee. So yes, we turn towards the bent knee. The left toes will point towards the long side of the mat and will be on the outer edge of this extended right leg. Here, we press up with the hips, release them back down. Inhale, reach up with the hips. Exhale, release them back down. Inhale once more, we press up. We'll take this bent front left leg to stack on top of the right in our side plank. Lifting the left leg here if you can. We'll turn into our regular plank, plant both hands. Shift our hips up as that left leg reaches high into our three-legged. And exhale, release it down. 3 to our downward facing dog. A wonderful job here. Take a nice deep cleansing breath. We'll inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Flow or step to the top of the mat, releasing into a forward fold. We'll inhale round through the spine all the way up to standing, reaching arms overhead. And exhale, hands by your side. Wonderful. We're going to come into our cosmic egg from here. We'll inhale, reach up high onto the tippy toes. Bending into the knees, we'll start to sit the hips all the way down, nice and controlled and slowly. And we'll try to wrap our hands around our knees. If you want to plant the hands, no problem. Just try to hug the knees in towards the chest here, lifting those heels nice and high. We're gonna take a little challenge pose here. No worries if it's not in your practice, you don't want to try it. You can stay in a cosmic egg or even come into a squat position. So this is our side crow for anyone who would like to adventure to try. We're going to twist towards, either side. We'll take our opposite tricep outside of the thigh here. So if you're twisting towards the right, the left tricep comes outside of the right thigh. We plant the hands down, and here your right elbow catches your body and you just bend into the elbows, kind of lean that body forward, and eventually you'll be able to lift the feet off the ground, coming into a little side crow. It's an arm balance. You can gently return yourself back to your egg position here. I'll just take it one more to the other side. You come through center. This time I'll be twisting to the left, so the right forearm, right tricep comes outside of the left thigh here. I plant the hands, shift my body weight so that it's resting on the left arm and my knees are resting on the right arm. Shift, 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 and eventually you'll be able to lift the toes off the ground, kind of just find your balance on your hands. Releasing the feet back down into our cosmic egg here. We'll step the feet out wide if not already, toes pointing out. We're just going to sit the hips down into a squat position. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. Maybe bring the hands to heart center and use your elbows to push the knees away. If you're sitting pretty high in your squat, that's okay. You can try taking the feet wider to help you sit down a bit deeper. We'll sit the hips all the way down here, releasing. Actually, we're gonna release the knees forward and come into a thunderbolt so we're sitting back on our heels. We're just gonna shift the hips over to the left, take the left arm, reach it over to the right, a nice lateral stretch, breathing into the side body. Coming back through center, we'll take this right top leg. We'll cross the foot over the left thigh. Here we'll inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist towards the left. Twist towards the right, right bent knee. You can either hug this knee in towards your chest or take the elbow all the way outside of the knee. Use it as leverage to twist even deeper. Making sure both sit bones are on the ground and gazing back over the right shoulder here. Long, tall spine. Inhale, lengthen. And we'll exhale, release, come forward. We're going to grab this right foot that's crossed over and extend it straight up, straightening through the leg here. You can hold this here. Maybe draw this leg closer in towards you. And we'll open this foot out to the side. Wonderful. We're going to bring this foot back through center. We'll bend into the knee. We're going to take our Lincoln log pose. So what we try to do is stack the shins on top of each other. This right foot will come on top of the left knee, and the right knee will come on top of the left foot. If you have to cross set the shins, that's okay too. We just try to press that right knee down here, sit nice and tall, and we'll circle the body out over the legs. Perfect. Releasing the body back through center, we'll bring the bottoms of the feet together, open those knees wide and away from each other. Take a quick butterfly pose. And then we'll go ahead, bend the left knee will come on top of the right, and we'll bring our feet towards our outer hip like we had just started in our other position, shifting our hips to the side of our feet. And I think I'm on the wrong side here, actually. Just did this side. We'll take the left hand this time, reach it overhead to the right, gazing up. Oh, I have my sides all mixed up. I was right, I think, the first time here. I'm so sorry. Just trying to find what side we were on opposite. We'll switch right hand overhead, over to the left. Coming back to center, we'll take this top left leg, press it. Oh my gosh, yeah, every time I feel like I'm doing it, yeah. Left leg is crossing over the right foot here. We'll inhale, lengthen through the spine. And we'll exhale, twist over to the left, hugging the knee in or taking the right elbow outside of the left knee. Gazing over the left shoulder here. We're just in a half Lord of the Flies pose. We'll release, come back through center. We're going to grab this left foot and extend it straight out overhead, straightening through the leg. Maybe even drawing this leg closer to you. Taking a breath here. And gently opening the foot all the way out to the side. We'll bring the leg back through center, and here we take our Lincoln log, stacking our shins on top. The left foot comes on top of the right knee. And we try to press this left knee down on top of the right foot. I'll turn towards you so you can see a bit better here. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we'll start to just circle the body out over the legs. Wonderful. Releasing here. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. We'll take a nice longer butterfly, binding our hands around the feet, opening those knees wide. We inhale, lengthen. This time, exhale, fold as deeply as you can, trying to keep both sit bones planted. Maybe using your elbows to press those knees down closer to the ground here. You can also play with your butterfly by moving your feet further away from you, seeing if there's a variation where more space between the heels and the hips kind of feels better. Perfect.
Perfect.
I'm just checking the time. We'll go ahead, sit all the way up. We're crossed at the ankles here, coming into a nice, easy seated pose. And I'm going to just close off the practice here with one last breathing practice. So we'll start breathing into the belly. This is just our 3-part breath here. Breathing nice and deep into the belly. Draw the air up into the ribs and up into the chest. As you exhale, release the air from the chest, from the ribs, and finally from the belly. We'll take this round of breath a few more times. Inhale into the belly, into the ribs, and into the chest. Expand here, draw as much oxygen in as possible. And release the air from the chest, from the ribs, and finally from the belly. One last time here, inhaling into the belly, ribs, chest. Feel the crown of the head rise. The body swells full of air. And slowly release from the chest, the ribs, the belly. Feel yourself ground and relax. Letting all of the air out. Beautiful, beautiful work today. Close the practice here with one last breath. Inhale, reaching the arms overhead. And exhale, bringing hands to heart center, just to bow to yourself in your practice, in your light. I thank you so much for joining me today. It's such an honor, as
Thank
always, to
you.
guide through the flow. Have a good weekend. I hope
Namaste.
to see
Thank
you next time.
you.
Peace. Thank you.